Why? Up until now, have you not achieved anything, being looked down upon by others, tossed around like a toy? Why is your self-esteem always trampled by others? Your interests always ignored by others? Your emotions always toyed with by others? Those who don't understand human nature can only live at the bottom of the food chain, becoming prey for others. From childhood to adulthood, no one has told you the truth about what human nature really is. What I'm saying isn't easy to take in, so please remember to read until the end to fully grasp these ancient teachings. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. There are two types of people who are most easily deceived. The first type, those who want to get rich overnight. Many people have been brainwashed by success studies, believing that relationships are the source of wealth, so they network everywhere. If you believe that relationships are the source of money and use that to make friends, your ultimate fate will be like a sheep on the meadow, head down grazing, unaware that the wolf has arrived. A person without value, no matter how many connections they have, is useless. This type of person is full of hope for the future, searching for opportunities everywhere, calculating how to get rich overnight. They think that through connections, they can make money without working, that just a little effort can make them rich. The second type, people in difficult situations. They just want to escape their current predicament, so they're easily taken advantage of. When facing hardship, they're confused and panicked, so as soon as they see a chance to escape their troubles, they dive in without considering the consequences. When pushed to a dead end, people easily lose control. The more they struggle in the swamp, the deeper they sink. In reality, this type isn't hindered by their circumstances, but by their own mindset. The reason they're easily fooled is that humans naturally have a self-defense instinct toward those in hardship. The right approach is to stay calm and wait for an opportunity to escape. For example, if you're tangled in a rope, the more you struggle, the tighter it grips you. The more you try to break free, the worse it gets. The only way out is to stop moving. Carefully observe the chaotic mess of ropes, find the real knots causing the tangle, and slowly free yourself. That's the wise method. Who is the hardest to deceive? It's those with the personality of a spy, analytical types with intelligence like Sherlock Holmes, highly vigilant, setting up strong mental defenses. These people can easily spot if someone is lying. In their world, they assume everyone has their own motives and agendas in their actions and words. They believe there's no such thing as a free lunch. Whenever an opportunity arises, they're like police interrogating a criminal, cautiously probing every detail, never easily trusting anyone's one-sided words. This is both their strength and their weakness. They're highly sensitive to lies, but often poor at recognizing when someone is telling the truth. All value is packaged from the outside. Many businesses love packaging. It's to increase perceived value, but most of that value is fake. These companies don't directly deceive people. They operate in a gray area. As long as it doesn't conflict with their conscience, it's a good marketing tactic. Packaging is about deceiving with smooth claims, exploiting human illusions indirectly, presenting what you want others to believe, making them voluntarily form assumptions that benefit you. I once met a success coach who was very enthusiastic. Right upon meeting, he told me how much money he'd made and how some CEO had to pay tens of millions just to meet him. He spoke non-stop like a machine gun. He taught with dedication, every lecture brimming with passion, sometimes so intense he'd spit blood. I listened and laughed internally, nearly choking on the water I hadn't swallowed yet. I quickly held it in, afraid that laughing too much would embarrass him. Even more, I feared he'd spit blood right in front of me to prove his words were true. He said all that just to get me to pay to become his agent. If it were you, would you believe him? When someone tells you something, do you have to believe them? Everyone, remember this. Skepticism is your most important ability. Using doubt to verify the truth is far more valuable than blindly believing. We're not worried about being doubted because whether our ideas and courses can help you is something you've already weighed in your heart. We don't need to say more. The product speaks for itself. Sun Tzu's Art of War teaches us, war is the way of deception. In business, is there anyone who absolutely doesn't deceive? The answer is no. In the past, we had a top salesperson. Later, we found out that when selling to clients, he'd say our company had a factory spanning thousands of square meters. In reality, it was only a few hundred. Isn't that deception? It's always been this way. Once a person passes the age of 3, they learn how to lie. Growing up is about deciding what to let others know and what to keep hidden. No one escapes it. Deception is a survival instinct in nature. Some animals use colors to trick their enemies. Mark Twain said we've all lied, deceived others, and had to lie. Master liars aren't foolish enough to tell all lies. If everything's false, no one will believe them. To be believed, you must mix truth and lies, blending clear truths into the falsehoods so listeners accept it as real. Master deceivers don't stupidly tell all lies. If it's all fake, no one buys it. To convince others, truth and lies must intertwine. Among a pile of falsehoods, sprinkle a few obvious truths and people will believe it's real. In reality, scammers borrowing money don't start with a huge sum. They build trust gradually. First, they borrow $50,000, repay it, then $100,000, repay it. They repeat this, increasing the amounts. When it gets big, they borrow and repay quickly until the other party fully trusts them. Then, they borrow a massive amount and vanish. When dealing with such people, you must be cautious. Some have calculated that adults lie on average 1 to 3 times a week, including 1 or 2 lies to their spouse. 90% admit to lying regularly. 20% feel uncomfortable if they don't lie for a day. Surveys analyzing thousands of lies found college students lie once every 3 conversations. These surveys are just for reference, not reliable sources. Even ordinary people lie, let alone cunning merchants. We need a yin-yang perspective to spot scammers' tricks and outsmart them. Masters of deceit often start with, "Actually, you don't have to fully believe me," which makes you more likely to trust them. When you're deceived, don't curse them. Ask yourself why you trusted so easily. Animals are clever too. For example, when cats fight, their fur stands up to make them look bigger than they are. In business, there are many such cats. Learn from scammers. Yes, you heard right. I'll say it again. Learn from scammers. Not just their tricks, but their personality and foresight. From a moral standpoint, society condemns their actions, and the law won't tolerate them. But aside from their malicious hearts, their strengths are something everyone should learn. Confucius said, "Even thieves have their code." What we need to learn is how they survive. The code of scammers is a skill every business person must master. First, learn their foresight. Generally, in business, people have naive, romantic ideas that everyone is their customer, not distinguishing true clients. Without a good method to identify and test customers, they overly care about every client they meet, lowering their own value. Respect for customers should stay in your heart, not shown outwardly. The more you show it, the more they look down on you, making it hard to earn money from them. I've seen phone salespeople make hundreds, even thousands of calls a day without closing a sale, feeling down and smoking packs of cigarettes. Why? Because clients on the other end yell at them. Scammers never worry. They don't deceive everyone. They pick targets. They have a systematic method to assess who's gullible and who isn't, seeing it clearly from the first encounter, never wasting time on the wrong people. Second, learn their personality. Many people, when seeking new clients, get discouraged by rejection. They start deceiving themselves. The more rejections, the closer I am to a yes. When truly helpless, they turn to motivational gurus for inner strength. Scammers follow a thief's philosophy: never leave empty-handed. If one trick fails, they switch to another, never giving up. They keep going until they succeed, never disheartened. Their spirit far surpasses yours. If one method fails, they try another, endlessly adaptable, striking until you're wounded and bleeding. They don't believe that after many rejections, persistence guarantees a yes like a fairy tale. Third, learn their methods. When meeting clients, you lower yourself too much, unable to make them feel they need you. Instead, you make them feel you need them. Their value stays higher than yours. In a lower position, it's hard to sell to someone above you. Scammers, when they strike, can make their value sky high and their victims' value plummet. Many pose as wealthy tycoons, stripping victims of control, making them feel desperate for the scammer. Their methods are brilliant, leaving victims no choice while they hold all the options. They see through human nature. If you're in business and want to sell, you must grasp human nature. Without that insight, no matter how good your ideas, products, or character, you won't make much money. Scammers study human nature deeply, seeing greed and weaknesses, guiding people step by step to get what they want. Marketing experts and scammers share the same principles. One's illegal, the other isn't. Fourth, learn their learning spirit. Most people fail because they don't like learning. Lei Jun, Xiaomi's CEO, said, "The world doesn't lack smart people, but those who seize opportunities." Scammers, when a method fails, dive into learning immediately. They're always ahead in tech. Look at shady online industries like men's potency pills. Their marketing is top-notch. They keep up with the times, upgrading themselves, while most people just do manual labor for money. What you hate is what you need. What you like isn't what you need. What you hate is exactly what you need. First, let me ask, who likes black coffee? Who likes beer? Who likes raw oysters? Who likes smoking? Who likes durians? I think many adults enjoy these. These foods I mentioned might not be everyone's favorite, but you'll notice that once someone likes them, they can hardly give them up, even craving them often. So, let me ask again, did you find these foods tasty the first time? I think most would say no. Not only were they not tasty, but unpleasant at first. Yet, if we keep eating, we gradually sense a different flavor. From bitterness, we taste sweetness in coffee. From beer's bitterness, a coolness. From raw oysters, a thrill. Even from durian's stench, a rich aroma. These are foods adults love. Do you feed black coffee, beer, raw oysters, or durians to kids? I think you wouldn't be foolish enough to try, because kids' taste buds are simple. They mostly like cake, soft candy, and sweet drinks. But adults' taste buds have evolved, becoming diverse. An adult's tongue can taste paradise in bitterness, even in stench.